Coach, good evening. Congratulations on the loss, of course. It's never easy. The team lost, especially now batting innings, they lost wickets in clusters, and it was obviously quite disappointing the way it happened. Would you put that down to mental lapses in those periods, or was it just good bowling?
A bit of both. You never want to lose 2 wickets in concession, and we ended up losing 3 in concession, and then another 4 later on, and the game was done by then. It's very difficult to get back into the game from that situation. So it was 2 sort of heavy blows that we took, and we couldn't get back into the game from there. So very disappointing. Yeah.
You feel though that the game momentum actually swung in that last 5 overs of MI, particularly the final over between 24. You feel that up till that point it had been in check despite Brevis batting off?
No, I think Brevis batted exceptionally well. He came in and he showed intent right from the start, and they were 40-for-3 when he walked in, and I thought he was the difference. And then we had them 7 down with a couple of overs to go, and they finished very strongly, and I think 170 odd was a very good score on that. I thought maybe 155, 150 would have been a good score for us to chase, but I think 170 odd, I think, is a good score on that.
Tell us about plans. Brevis looked like they were very full. Was that the reason? Because you've seen him struggle obviously with the short ball before, but was that because of the short behind it that he tried to keep it up at least up there?
Well, no, he walked in. I think for him it was a very nice time to walk in just after power play. The makeup of our side was 2 spinners, so we had to get through spinning overs, and he played them very well. We would have liked to have had another seamer, but we've got a few injuries, and it didn't sort of balance our team. But we played 2 spinners and had to get through those overs, and he played exceptionally well.
Thank you. Coach, since this competition started, it's only been won by you guys. If you can be honest, is there a pressure in the dressing room? Yes, you want to win the competition short, but is there a pressure to actually do the 3-peat this time around, to win it 3 times in a row? Could that have played a part in maybe the performance today as well?
I don't think so. We've spoken about having won it twice, and that's history, and we have to start again, and we've spoken hard about it. So I don't think there's pressure there at all. I take a little bit of confidence in that. My teams never win the first game. Never ever win a first game, my teams. Overseas, Paul rocks, I don't know. It's just something about slow starters. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. We're going to have to get on that horse and fortunately ride it a lot better in the next couple of days. We play Paul next, and I don't think there's the pressure of defending champions and all that. That we're not thinking about. We're thinking about how to execute our skills well and have plans, and that's where our thinking has gone. We weren't good at today, and I think it may be a wake-up call that we're going to have to play a lot better in the games to come.
This is a 2-parter from you, Coach. Could you first talk about how much, if at all, the characteristics of the surface changed between innings? And then secondly, Rula and O'Neill were obviously not in the starting lineup today. Is there any particular reason for that?
Well, Dawson did pretty well last year, and he's also a really good finisher with the bat. So he got the selection over Rula. O'Neill's slightly injured, he's close to getting back on the park, but he just wasn't ready for this game. So we did miss him, and hopefully he'll be back in the next match or the match thereafter. But he's close. We also didn't have Patrick Kruger, and he balances our team a little bit with his ability to bowl. So we went in with 3 seamers. Usually we got 4 seamers, including Patrick. So that was a bit of a blow as well. But other teams have got players out. KG didn't play today. Ryan Rickleton didn't play today. So there's no excuse there. We just weren't very good today in a lot of the facets.
Hi coach, a couple of questions. Not the greatest of starts, but what are the positives you take away from today's performance? One. Secondly, in hindsight, do you think probably winning the toss and batting first would have been a better option?
Richard Gleeson, I thought, bowled really well. He ran in, he bowled good pace. He mixed it up with his lengths, and 2 for 22 was a good return for him. That was a big plus. I thought we fought well in the field. We are a good fielding side. We pride ourselves on that, and I was happy with how we did, how we caught all our catches. So there's a small positive. I thought when Markram and Stubbs were in, the running was very, very good, and that's the intensity that we want to play with. Unfortunately, we lost those wickets in clusters, which put us out the game. So there's some small positives there. The toss, we had a few debates about whether to bat first or bat second. The stats show batting second is slightly favourable. Batting first is slightly favourable. I think the toss has been won out of 10 matches. I think 6 have been they've chosen to bat first. We just thought it would slide on a little bit better at night. It wasn't the case. I think it did quite a lot, and was quite tricky to bat. But I don't think it was. I don't think it would have made a difference too much. We just didn't play very well. So, I'm not blaming the toss at all.
When you come into a tournament like this, T20 is a very fickle format. I think it's reality. But for teams to win back-to-back titles and coming into the third one has the chance, the possibility of making a hat trick. How much do you think the preparation wise, mental preparation, the skill wise preparation, the planning about how the competition is changing in terms of players coming in and going out, how much do you think has kind of worked out for you in this season going ahead? And how have you kind of formulated the approach, the mentality of this?
We speak about it all the time. I think all the teams are much the same. Players come in, players go out. It's pretty normal what we've experienced here. I've been a coach of lots of teams. It's much the same chat. We've got a certain way that we approach tournaments. I think my staff are really experienced coaches. So much of the messaging has been pretty normal. We prepared as well as we possibly could. Some players came in late from the test side, and they've had a rough sort of 180 overs in the field, and they were tired, but that's pretty normal. The cricket is full on. They go from tournament to tournament. There's no blame there at all. We got blown away in 2 overs, or in two spells of. Bolt was really good in his 3rd over there, got us into trouble, and then we lost Delano Portuguita. I think he got 5. He blew us away at the back end. So we're not going to overanalyze this. We lost by a big margin. 97 runs is a massive loss. It puts us in a situation where our net run rate is poor. We're going to have to play well from here, but I'm disappointed. I'm certainly not despondent. I believe in my team. I believe in our players. I'm sure we'll bounce back in a couple of days.